This is the process shot. I'm Michael. I'm stuck in a one-story building, and I've seen The Princess, a new medieval action film from director Van Kiet. It starts out as any other fairy tale, with a princess locked away at the top of a castle tower. However, the circumstances are different. She's been kidnapped by a spurned suitor, the prince of another kingdom whose desire for power was hindered by her refusal to marry him. As a result, he invaded the kingdom and took her family prisoner in an attempt to usurp the throne. The princess manages to escape thanks to warrior training she had received since childhood, and as she descends the tower, she must not only fight against mercenaries hired by the prince, but also figure out a way to stop this madman before any further harm can be done. It's one hell of a story premise, and it absolutely rolls with it all the way down. It isn't quite a non-stop, balls-to-the-wall action story, working with a structure that reminds me a bit of a video game. Like, you have a big fight, you move forward a bit, you uncover part of the story, you move along, another big fight happens, and repeat. There's also pretty big tonal shifts between one and the other, of course, with the big fights playing out as loud and frenetic as any blockbuster action scene, before taking on a complete opposite approach to story scenes. It's an obvious bit of storytelling, but it's not as smooth as it could have been. I do like the non-linear approach to the story, revealing bits of information at a time as it becomes relevant, though it's not as if you wouldn't see some story elements coming, or couldn't guess what's been going on. If there's anything to say about the characters, it's that they fit into their genre roles pretty well, though it never really tries to do much to stand out from other action films. I think it might have been better if it played into the campiness and absurdity of the medieval setting than simply taking an action film structure and playing everything straight. Either way, the movie sticks close to action conventions and never lets up, nor does it really try anything different. Cinematography in fight scenes is energetic, often doing anything and everything it can to make the battles stylish and fluid, though it mostly ends up looking like something with a really choppy frame rate. Editing at least keeps everything coherent, handling multi-person fight scenes rather well, without losing sight of the princess herself. Story scenes are a bit more muted in this regard, keeping the visuals more practical and focused on the characters, and whatever it is they have to say, as simplistic or unsubtle as it might be. Sound and score play into the tone differences, of course, though it feels like another missed opportunity in how all the music is essentially plucked from a generic action movie soundtrack, when it probably could have gone ahead with a medieval-sounding soundtrack instead. Overall, I'd say that the movie is very much hit and miss, with a greater focus on what it does rather than how it does it. Rather than build on the idea of a traditional medieval princess locked in a tower holding her own against a series of brutes and a legion of soldiers, it's just action schlock that seems to have been made for the fight scenes. Even so, the movie still has enough fun with its production that it almost doesn't matter, nor will you even care that it isn't reaching its full potential. The Princess, Van Kiet, 2022. 3 stars. I'd say that it's worth giving a watch, especially if you want an action-packed thrill ride but need to take breaks every now and then. That's it for this review. If you liked it, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel for more reviews. I don't think it would have been hard to make the movie sillier. At the very least, it could have been a bit more colorful, I think. Maybe a few more horses. I don't know.